I think I'm getting a bit too old for doing these YouTube videos. If only I could make myself just a little bit younger. Wow, that's much better. But even if that don't work, maybe this will.
Oh yes, even younger me. Welcome to immortality.
Creamer Cats TV. Hello, amazing YouTubers and internet adventurers. Here we have another Mister Softee set. Mister Softee ran a successful fleet of ice cream vans. This set heralded in a new decade, the 1970s. Some of the artists featured in this set would fail to maintain their positions at the top of the charts, whilst bands like Led Zeppelin would lead the way and totally transform the shape of music forever, like the Beatles did in the previous decade. By the time this set had been issued in 1970, the Beatles had already broken up, so they're not featured in it. Okay, here we have Alpert. He was as talented behind the scenes as he was in front of the microphone. He founded the hugely successful A&M Records recording label, which boasts a huge catalogue of megastars, including the Carpenters and Quincy Jones. Here we have Marmalade, Scottish bands. The first of the Scottish bands to top the UK charts with a cover of the Beatles' Obladi Oblada. And then here we have a man who needs no introduction. It's Mick Jagger from the Rolling Stones, the ultimate die-hard rock star. AllMusic described Jagger as one of the most popular and influential frontmen in the history of rock and roll. And this pop star, Andy Fairweather Lowe, was the vocalist and leader of the 1960s band Amen Corner, which had a #1 hit with the song If Paradise Is Half As Nice. And it must be still popular because it's a bit of a hit on YouTube. He has continued to tour up until recently with the likes of the legendary Eric Clapton. Here we have Robin Gibb of the Bee Gees. This set of cards was issued when he briefly split from the group to pursue a solo career. On reuniting, the Bee Gees would go on to have a phenomenal success in the disco era later on in the 70s. This is Donovan, who emerged from the British folk scene. Donovan developed a unique style of music incorporating multiple genres. And here we have the Dave Clark of the Dave Clark 5. The Dave Clark 5 scored numerous hits in the 1960s and even challenged the Beatles early on in the British invasion era. The Dave Clark 5 were promoted as a cleaner image than the Beatles, and were among the first British bands to tour the USA. And here's Glen Campbell, who is a Grammy-nominated American country pop singer, guitarist, best known for his 1960s and 70s hits. And here is Cilla Black. After achieving worldwide fame as a 1960s singer, she went on to become the best paid female presenter in British television history. And here we have another enduring character, Sir Cliff Richard, who has sold 260 million records worldwide, and he's the only singer to have had a #1 single in the UK in 6 consecutive decades. And here we have Peter Sarstedt, who is a singer-songwriter, best known for his #1 UK hit, Where Do You Go To My Lovely? And the 60s icon, Dusty Springfield, considered by many to be one of the best female artists of all time. And Here's the front man of Herman and the Hermits. His real name is Peter Noon. The group's record producer, Mickey Most, was considered to be very controlling, which helped propel the group in the short term but stifled songwriting creativity later on. And here we have one of the most influential groups in this set, Led Zeppelin. Jimmy Page formed Led Zeppelin when the Yardbirds disbanded. Led Zeppelin are widely considered to be one of the most successful, innovative and influential bands in the history of rock music. And this is the Tremeloes. Famously, Decca chose the Tremeloes over the Beatles in an audition in 1962. This talented group secured many hits in the 60s and is still active today. And here's the frontman, Ian Anderson of Jethro Tull, one of the best-selling groups of all time. They have successfully incorporated numerous genres in a career spanning nearly half a century. Wow! And this is Fleetwood Mac from the British blues era, when it was still led by the creative guitarist Peter Green, who is ranked as the 38th greatest guitarist of all time and is admired by Eric Clapton. And no pop music series would be complete without mentioning the man who did the most to popularise rock and roll, the late, great Elvis Presley. And this great group, the Hollies, hailing from Manchester. The Hollies, known for their distinctive vocal style, they became one of the leading groups of the 1960s and 70s and are one of the few that continue to perform even today. And here we have the British folk singer Mary Hopkin, sometimes known as Mary Visconti, who is best known for her #1 single, Those Were the Days. And here's Lou Christie, who is an American singer-songwriter, best known for songs such as Lightning Strikes and his incredible 3-octave vocal range. And here we have Engelbert Humperdinck. Otherwise, his real name is Arnold George Dorsey. He went from a struggling pub singer into a global superstar when he changed his name to the more memorable Engelbert Humperdinck. He scored a big hit with the song Release Me. And a similar powerful singer, Tom Jones, used his super powerful voice to sell over 100 million records worldwide, starting from 1965. And then finally we have Bobbie Gentry, who was an American singer-songwriter, notable as one of the first female country artists to write and produce her own material. And the unusual thing about these cards is that they're round in the shape of a record, I guess. On the other hand, they remind me, because they were issued by Mister Softee's ice cream, they remind me of those carton tops, you know, those round ice cream tubs where you used to use a little wooden spoon to get the cream out with. Anyway, great set of cards. Lord Neilson Star Discs, 24 in total. Don't forget to check out, I've done lots of other sets, mostly from the 1960s, but I'll be doing another set from the 60s, and I've also got one other one from the mid-70s, which I'll have quite a few new stars on from the sort of glam rock era. Okay, thanks for watching, bye for now. If you'd like to find out more about this particular item, or other such items, please feel free to pop by my website at creamofcards.com.